Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Oля and today I'm building a Nordic-inspired vacation house. This is a 3-bedroom, 1-story home designed to be a peaceful getaway from the noise and stress of city life. I built it using only the base game and the new Businesses and Hobbies expansion pack, which I know most people use to build small shops or businesses and apartments about them, but I decided to do something different and try to build a home instead. Now let's jump into the speed build and talk more about the process behind. So I imagine this building as a vacation home for the Björksen family. It's a little escape from their main home in Nordhavn world. I know in the game they live in Windenburg, but I wanted to place their main residence in Nordhavn and build this house further away as a proper weekend getaway. Somewhere quiet and surrounded by nature where they can relax and enjoy a slower pace of life. Since Businesses and Hobbies world is inspired by Scandinavian countries, I started looking at real vacation homes in Norway and found this exact layout on a website that sells co-ownership for holiday houses. I'd actually seen the concept of co-ownership years ago when I worked on a project with a similar company, and back then I already thought that it would be really fun to build houses like this in The Sims. And now, with this expansion pack, all the puzzle pieces kind of clicked into place. To start, I shaped the house and added a roof. The real-life house that inspired this one had a green roof with actual grass growing on top, which I think is pretty common in Norway. But since we don't have that kind of roof in a base game, I used a green metal roofing instead, and I think it gives a similar feeling. And for the exterior walls, I went with the new beige siding from the Businesses and Hobbies pack. I think it suits this build perfectly and gives it such a warm and neutral vibe. Then I moved on to the flooring and started adding windows and doors. I combined here white base game windows and sliding doors that we recently got in an update with a few from the new pack. Mixing them gave the house a nice balance and kept everything looking bright and open. But let's now talk about the lot I chose. You might be wondering, why did you say it's a base game and Businesses and Hobbies only build, but placed it in Windenburg? Well, the answer is simple. The real house I found for inspiration is located in Northern Norway, in a stunning area near the Gjersted fjord. That region is known for its nature, fishing, and breathtaking views. And when I saw the mid-nowhere lot in Windenburg, it instantly felt like the perfect match. Also, there are no proper rural lots in Nordhavn. The ones they're more city-like, that great for shops and restaurants and other businesses, but not quite right for a nature retreat like this one. And the great thing is that the game actually recognizes this build as using only 2 packs, base game and Businesses and Hobbies, so you can place it in any world on a 20 by 20 or even 20 by 15 lot if you don't have get together. By the way, if you like this vacation house, you can find and download it from the gallery by simply searching for my ID, Simsioli, or just using my hashtag. Okay, back to the build. At this point I have already added some exterior details, like outdoor lights, a trash can, mailbox, and those roof tubes that help with water drainage. Also, I wanted to have an outdoor sitting area, so I placed 4 base game lounge chairs and a grill for when the family wants to have a barbecue together. Inside the house, I wanted to keep the design really clean and minimal, like what you would find in modern Scandinavian homes. There is a lot of white and light wood tones, and the furniture is very simple and functional. I would say it has a bit of that IKEA vibe, practical but stylish thanks to the items from Businesses and Hobbies. As you can see, I added a few feature walls inside using the same siding as the exterior, but in white color this time. This way I wanted to bring in some texture. And I painted all other walls white to keep everything bright and minimal. Also, I added the simplest base game ceiling lights to get started on the interior. Next, I moved on to the bathroom, and even though it's the only one in the house, I still wanted it to feel functional, so I used the standing shower instead of a bathtub to save space and make it feel more like a practical vacation home setup. The shower is from the base game. I use it in almost every modern build because I really like its clean and modern look. I also added a new sink and a mirror that I've been really obsessed with lately. And to tie everything together, I went with neutral tones and some beige accents, so it doesn't feel too cold or sterile. There is also some bathroom essentials decor, and of course I placed a plant because even this room deserves a touch of nature. I think it turned out super clean and calming, just like the rest of the house. Then I placed the new wooden flooring throughout the rest of the house. I really like the soft and natural tone. I think it works perfectly with the calm and minimal vibe I was going for. I also added some simple white curtains from the base game to keep the light feeling soft and airy in every room. After that, I decorated the kids' room, which is the tiniest bedroom in the house. I used the new rug with the colorful fish swatch, which I think is super cute and suits the place perfectly. For the furniture, I used a base game bunk bed with a big raccoon toy and a toy basket underneath. I also placed a desk, table lamp and a wall plant from the new pack. Yes, that one, I use it everywhere in this house. To finish it, I put a white base game chair, a wardrobe and a few decorations. I think this room looks nice and playful without being too cluttered. The second bedroom is for the older sister. Almost everything in this room is from the new Businesses and Hobbies pack. The bed, the rug, wardrobe, mirror, desk, wall lamp and even the shelf. I really love how cohesive all of these items feel together, and the soft wood tones work perfectly in this build. I only added a base game nightstand and some clutter pieces because the new pack honestly made it so easy to decorate rooms like this one. So there are also books, some skincare products, which I think every teenage girl needs, and a small alarm clock. Though now that I think about it, she probably doesn't even need it, since the family usually comes here during holidays. And to add a bit of personality and warmth, I went with yellow accents throughout the room, like on the rug, the lamp and even on the wardrobe. It gives the space a cheerful and sunny vibe without overwhelming the calm color palette. I also included a new guitar from the pack, because if I remember correctly, one of the Björksen kids is into music. You know, this space looks very minimal and calming, just how I imagine a Scandinavian or IKEA-style teen bedroom would look. Everything feels intentional, functional and cozy, with just enough personal touches to make it feel lived in and special. And then I worked in the hallway. I added a mirror, wall lights, the same ones as in the second bedroom but in grey color, and a counter from Businesses and Hobbies that reminded me of a hallway cabinet where you usually put the keys, maybe some magazines and other stuff. It fits just perfectly here. The main space has an open concept. The living room has just the essentials. I didn't want to overcrowd it with decorations, because the vibe here is more about being relaxed and surrounded by nature, so I placed a love seat with armchairs around the clean and minimal coffee table, creating a nice little conversation area in the center of the room. And later off camera, I also added a new tea set on the table. I thought that family could sit down here for a warm cup of tea after a walk outside. There are also two matching bookcases, so there is always something to read if they just want to relax indoors. And I placed a modern fireplace that adds that extra bit of warmth, especially if the family comes here during colder seasons. At this point, I also added burglar alarms near each door leading outside. I mean, I don't imagine burglars showing up in a secluded area like this in real life, but you never know with Sims logic. And then I furnished the kitchen and dining areas. I started with the dining setup. I used a round table and matching chairs from the new pack in that warm wood tone. I think it feels perfect for small family dinners or get-togethers. And for the kitchen, I began by placing white lower cabinets to form the main layout. After that, I added the appliances in sleek metal finish and put up black upper cabinets, which bring in a bit of contrast. I love mixing different cabinet tones. I think it always makes the kitchen look a bit more interesting. There is also a small island with 2 chairs, which I imagine is a great spot for having your morning coffee or a quick snack during the day. Since the whole house follows that clean and minimal aesthetic, I kept the decor here pretty simple. I only added a few essentials like utensil holder, tissue roll, some coffee mugs, and of course, the wall plant makes another appearance here. According to the house plan, there are 3 bedrooms, which is actually a lot for such a small footprint, but I imagine this house was originally built with 2 bedrooms only, and later on, when the family had their youngest child, Elsa, they decided to add a 3rd room. So they built a small hallway extension on the side of the house, which now connects to what became the parents' room. I saw this exact kind of setup on the real-life floor plan, where the house had a rectangular shape at first, and then there was a later addition on one side. I thought that little detail added a lot of storytelling and made it feel more lived in. And finally, I decorated the primary bedroom. I mostly used furniture from the new pack again, except for the chair, the coffee table, and maybe the painting above the bed. This room is more spacious, so I created a cozy little sitting nook by the window. I thought it would be a perfect spot for reading or journaling, so I placed an open notebook on the table and added a wall lamp behind the chair, the same as in the living room, to tie everything together. And of course, my favorite wall plant found its way in here too. Originally, I wanted also to include the new palm plant near the bed, but it felt a bit too crowded, so I moved it out to the hallway area instead. And honestly, I'm so glad I did it. It actually looks way better there than the plant I had in that spot before. It helped bring more life into that part of the house and kept the bedroom calm and uncluttered. To finish the whole build, I worked on landscaping. It took me a while because I rarely use debug items, but I really wanted this house to feel like it belonged in these surroundings. And even without using debug plants from other packs, I think it blends in nicely using just base game and businesses and hobbies content. Honestly, this house was such a nice build to make. I really enjoyed doing something that was inspired by real life, but still had room for my own ideas. And I'm kind of proud that I managed to stick to just the base game and one pack, especially because the new expansion already has so many great pieces to work with. That's pretty much it. Let me know what you think of this kind of vacation home build, and whether you would like to see more real house-inspired creations in the future. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like, comment and subscribe. It really supports my channel and means a lot to me. Now, enjoy a closer look at the landscaping and the final screenshots. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.